spoke to Avery's ex-fiance, Sandra Greenman. Here's what she had to say about the last time she talked to Stephen. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with me.
Anything that will help the situation.
You 100% believe that Stephen Avery is innocent of the charges that he's in jail for today, correct?
Absolutely.
I asked him point blank if he had anything to do
with the murder whatsoever.
And he looked at me and he said I had absolutely nothing to do with this murder.
I personally believe with all my heart that he's innocent, that he did not do this. The evidence, yes, some of it does look suspicious, but when you break the evidence down, you will see that it isn't. I can't stress enough that he just doesn't have the makeup to do something like that. He just doesn't.
He's gentle. He's not this violent monster that the media and everything else has made him out to be. He just isn't.
You watched the trial, and then you reached out to him in jail, correct?
Yes, I did. It just seemed like this was something that I needed to do. I needed to show him that I was behind him. I just needed to write to him, and then he did write back a couple of letters. And then when he went to Boscoville to prison, I had never been in a prison. I was scared to death to go in that prison. And I was afraid I wouldn't have anything to say to the man for 3 hours. I thought, well, I don't know him. What are we going to talk about? And it was wonderful. 3 hours just went by like that. And it just blossomed into a good friendship. And then it was more than that.
What do you think he believes is his biggest obstacle to overcome in getting a new trial?
Well, we need new evidence. New testing done on especially the blood in the vehicle.
Right.
That was never tested by the defense, only the prosecution.
Does he think that his brothers, Chuck and Earl, have anything to do with it?
No, we talked about that very thing, and he said, I know Chuck and Earl had nothing to do with it. I know that. And I said, how do you know that? And he said, because they were around the yard when I was. He was lashing out because they didn't come to see him. They seemed to just disown him because this happened, and I think he just wanted to lash out.
Regarding the case, you did have a meeting with his lawyer. What can you tell us about that?
I think Mrs. Zellner is absolutely terrific. She says that
she is going to get him off, and I know that she has a plan. And
there's no way that man should not get another trial, another chance.
Okay, and at this point, all appeals are at the federal level, correct?
Yes.
Is there a timeline at which this appeal can be filed?
It's about
a month, I believe, but I believe she can ask for an extension.
Is this something that he is actively participating in with her?
Yes.
They had a wonderful conversation, I understand. 2 hours or more that she was at the prison, and she liked him and he liked her, and that's what counts.
Sandy, I've heard him say that if he was out, if he was able to get out, he would love to go off and live in the woods and, just kind of be, away from everything and just kind of be private. Would you feel safe to load up, go off into the woods, and be living alone with this man, with nobody else around, just the two of you? Would you feel safe to live with him?
I would feel perfectly safe with him. I just can't stress it enough. I just can't see a violent side to him. I just can't. And it's been 10 years, and I haven't seen it yet.
Is that what the two of you plan to do if he is released?
That had been our plan.
However, I have broken the engagement. I hate to say this on air, but I did, and it had nothing to do with the case whatsoever. It was a personal issue that I can't get into, and we don't know what will happen when he gets out. And I say when because I have every hope that he will be released someday.
Okay. And I won't violate your privacy about this, but I understand it had to do with some ideological things, and this would be nothing that has to do with anything that in case whatsoever.
Not a bit.
Okay.
No.
I want to be clear about that. I don't want to push you into talking about something you don't want to, but I want to be clear that it had nothing to do with the facts of the case.
Not one bit. No.
Okay. And what's his reaction to the fact that America has taken up this cause? I think that at this point, I think there's over 300,000 people have signed petitions asking for his release or retrial.
Right.
What's his reaction to that?
Oh, he loves it. He's very happy. You know, when you get a little depressed, when you think you hear the word deny all the time, and he'd heard that so much, and whatever he had tried, it was a big deny. And now there's hope, and there's people behind him. He has to have all the hope in the world now that he didn't have before, and just knowing that people care enough to write letters and say, we don't believe you're guilty.
Well, Sandy, thanks for talking to me this morning.
Oh, I'd appreciate that so much.
You've been a delight to talk to, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.